Good morning, Periscope. You're tuned in to my Steffie Scope. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing well and had a great weekend. I pretty much got some much needed rest, and I didn't do too much this weekend. In fact, I didn't even go out. But this morning, on this messy, rainy morning, good morning to all who's joining. Good morning. Hey, the real Glenn B. I just want to do a quick musical memory lane and just let you know some of the musical acts that I've seen, some people that I've caught, and maybe some people that you may want to check out that's still performing. If you saw the picture at the beginning of the broadcast, that is actually me and Lenny Williams, who I had the joy of seeing this past summer. What's up, Glenn? And I'm going to tell you something. He still has it. He can still bring it. And if you have an opportunity to see him, you need to check them out. And he even has new music. He did his rendition of Sarah's Smile, and I loved it. So I've been keeping up with him on Facebook. He's still touring, and he's still going around. But his show was awesome. He came in like a professional. He performed, and I am from a small city that you wouldn't even believe that he came to, and he put on a show. And yes, the real Glenn B just performed. Actually, his group, he is the lead singer of True Soul. They actually opened for Mr. Lenny Williams that night. So he was in the building too, and he can back up everything I'm saying. So if you get a chance and Lenny Williams comes to your town or city, you really need to catch him, because after all these years, he's still doing it, and he can sing more than just that one hit that we all know. But he sang the mess out of that, and yes, he is a bad man. Actually, my very first concert was New Edition. And on that one, my parents actually got the Parents of the Year award, because they got those tickets and me and my sister didn't even know. And they surprised us. And we actually saw them at the Tallahassee Leon County Civic Center. They were the biggest thing. I had their right on posters all over my room. And those young guys performed their behinds off. And guess what? They are still in the business, and they are still performing to this day. I also went through the whole Hammer era. Hammer was so bad with the West Coast. I caught him twice. The first time I saw him, Michelle, Troop, NWA, and some of his smaller acts that he was bringing along. But I'm going to tell you what, that man was a true entertainer, and he tore it up. I also got a chance to see Troop for the very first time, and I'm gonna tell you, they're back. I follow Stephen Russell Hart's on Periscope. You guys need to check him out. He's still doing new music, and Troop is still touring, and I've caught some of their footage. Those guys still have it. Their unsung really answered the question of where have they been all these years. Quiet Storm 71, first concert, saw, and you actually met True. Well, I'm going to have to hate, because I tried. Trust me, I tried, and I didn't get a chance to meet them. Real Glenn B, hashtag old school music. Yes, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing it. That's why I had to go back and talk about this, because I think about it, and that is what I'm missing. Actually, I did a blog talk radio show, and it is True what's missing in R&B. I did it right after I saw that unsung. So you can go back, it's archived, and see what I had to say and just my take on everything. Bring you up to speed where I'm at. Okay, I was college days, Troop, caught Hammer twice. Oh yeah. When I got to Connecticut, I actually did a little bit of time in the Navy. I'll talk about that next month for Veterans Day. I caught George Clinton at the Mohegan Sun Casino. I caught Taylor Dane. Both of them are still performing and can still bring it. George Clinton was so bad, I actually caught him in Connecticut, and I caught him again in Detroit. So I've seen him twice, and he is still performing. You need to check his Periscope out. Glenn B just responded. That's why I do so much old school stuff. And thank you for keeping the music alive because it sounds good. You know, I have to tell my son, who's a musician, look, I can tell you where they got that sample from. They sampled that. Let me pull out the 45. I'll go back to Dad's albums, and I'm quite sure he has some 8 tracks. So I do that all the time. Right now, George Clinton, Taylor Dane. I also caught Mint Condition in Detroit. I caught them at Shane Park. Let me tell you something about those guys. You want to see the definition of a band? That's it right there. They perform their behinds off. And yes, Glenn B, don't make me pull out the 45. If you look at my Facebook photos, I have the 45 A Troop single, Mamacita. I have the picture. I couldn't find it this morning. I would have put that up. Yeah, don't make me go there. Don't make me go there. But yep, I caught Mint Condition. They are awesome. They're still touring. If you get a chance, catch them. Oh yeah, Mint Condition is bad. Stokely to me is probably one of the baddest vocalists that's out there. He is something else, but just them as a band, they perform until they basically turn the lights out. I guess they was nearing their time and we need to be out of Shane Park, so they cut the lights off and them brothers were still on stage. The next who I've caught, quit breaking my heart. Yeah, they broke mine when that show had to end because that was an experience. I also caught Shantae Moore and Kenny Lattimore, who were married at the time. They opened for them. And actually, Kenny is still touring. I don't know much. I know Shantae was doing a reality show thing, and she can really sing. But Kenny Lattimore is still touring. You need to catch him. He's good, too. That brings us up. I was in Detroit. Who else did I catch in Detroit? Because I saw a lot of acts. I also caught Case. I caught him at the WJLB Summer Jams. Case is actually on Periscope. Check him. I saw him go a cappella probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago up in Chi-Town. He can sing, and he has a story about where he's been and why we really hadn't seen him, but he's still doing music. He went independent. That much I do know. Also, I saw Destiny's Child perform very young in the game. They were actually at the Michigan State Fair. It was them, Kelly Price, and Public Announcement. And this was way before we even knew Beyonce was going to pretty much run the world. It was early in their career. But yep, I actually saw them together. And they were good. I just had no idea of how big they were going to be. Kelly Price bought it. She performed good too. So I'm at Detroit. Actually here, back in the day, before spring break got out of control, right out there at La Villa, I caught Naughty by Nature. I caught H-Town. They bought Silk here. And I've seen some smaller acts. But yep, before spring break and all of that, La Villa used to get quality entertainment too, and now they get the bigger acts like during spring break and all of that. And on the gospel tip, I've seen Ty Tribbett. He didn't perform, but he spoke. But of course, you know, he had to get a praise in there. And I saw Tasha Cobb. I saw them right over at Fellowship Church of Praise. So that's kind of like my musical memory. Oh, you've seen them all too? Quiet Storm 71. So yeah, that's kind of like my little trip down my musical memory lane. And most of the time when you see the real Glenn B, quit breaking my heart. They need more gospel concerts in Bay County. Exactly. I'm all for that, because like I said, sometimes I need to just hear some good gospel music, and it's a lot of acts and a lot of people out there, and we just got to tighten it up. And we also have to support. If you want quality entertainment, we have to support, or it's not going to happen. Patti LaBelle is supposed to be coming here in 2016, and I really hope it happens, and that I don't hear that show is canceled due to lack of ticket sales. I really hope she comes here. Mom and Dad said during my little hiatus while I was gone, they caught the Temptations here. So they can bring in everybody else I know. They can bring in a gospel act. Exactly, Glenn B. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Exactly. They've gotten Lil Wayne here. So if they can do that, they can pull off some of these gospel acts. I feel you on that, and I agree with you 100%. But yeah, that was my little trip. I'm quite sure I left some people out, but those were some of the bigger ones and some of the ones that really stuck with me. And it's just good to kind of reminisce and go back. And now it's funny to have my son looking at some of the people that he used to listen to. He heard me running troop for a couple of days, and he was like, "Mama, who is that?" And I explained to him. So, you know, it's good to keep the music alive. And also now I'm seeing great local acts. Like I said, the real Glenn B, who's on here. Please follow him and check him out. He is the lead singer of True Soul. Quiet Storm 71, where are you? What's the closest big city? I'm actually in Panama City, Florida, which is the Panhandle Northwest. We're right at the Alabama, basically Georgia line. I'm there. The closest big city, we're between Pensacola and Tallahassee as far as what's here. So we're in a tricky, small tourist town type area. But just like the real Glenn B said, they get everybody else here. Over the Labor Day weekend, they do a huge country thing out there on the beach. They get every big name country act that you could think of, and they get the heavy hitters. So if they can do that, and if they can get Nicki Minaj down here for spring break, they can get some of the people that me and Glenn B are talking about. They just got to do it. They just have to do it. So a lot of times we have to travel to other big cities to see the bigger acts. But yeah, we're kind of in a tricky tourist town area. Like right now, ain't nothing popping off because it's fall. The summer people are gone and the snowbirds are about to come down here. So that's what we're about to deal with. But now, to me, to flip that, the right thing would be to do, support your local acts. Glenn B and True Soul, I can just about guarantee, if I'm not mistaken, and I hope I'm not putting this out too soon, I believe they're going to be back at the Buccaneer this weekend. So you can always check a local act or either some of your other local bands. Check your entertainment listing. Get on your social media. Somebody is performing or has a gig somewhere. On that note, I got to get out of here for my messy Monday grind. I don't want to, but I have to. I have to do what I have to do to be able to do what I want to do later. So I want you guys to have a great Monday. I will try to pop back in. But like I said, go to some of the acts that I named. Most of them are on social media. Follow them on Twitter. Follow them on Facebook and catch them if they come to your town or city. I'm telling you. Some of these still have it. Just because they old school don't mean they're old and gone and forgotten. They still have it, and they can compete and can show these young ones a thing or two. So on that note, if you want to connect with me, you can find me on social media at Cosby, COSBEE. That's my Twitter name. You also can check out my Blog Talk Radio show, www.blogtalkradio.com/Steffie Girl. All my shows are archived. The last show that I did over the weekend was titled Why Can't I? So you can check that out, and you can find me on Facebook. On that note, I'm out. I always close all my broadcasts with love one another. We need to do more of that, and I will talk to you guys later.